Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. Little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11. We've made it to 2023.
Unbelievable.
Somehow.
Shocking.
And we've watched a lot of games since the last time that we talked to you all. I think we said a minute ago there was 21 games, we think.
21
lot.
games.
That's a lot.
It's outrageous. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. Oh my God. I can count. Guys, shame on you for not thinking I can count all the way to 21. I can do it pretty fast. I got all my fingers and toes to do it.
All right.
Welcome to 2023.
Let's get started because there's a lot to cover in this episode. So
there's a lot.
Snark, where on Boxing Day do you want to start?
All the way back to Boxing Day. Of course, as you Americans call it, December 26th.
December 26th.
The day after Christmas, I guess. Let's start with a pretty good result for Brentford. Drawing with Spurs 2-2.
Could have been a much better result for Brentford, though, if they hadn't let Spurs back in the game.
Yeah, they had a terrific first half and not much for a second half. But Brentford has it's been a surprising club, I'll say, this year in the Premier League. I think we may have more to talk about Brentford
maybe
a little later in the program. May have a couple other things to say about the goddamn Spuds too.
Yep.
But next we'll go to another couple teams I don't really like very much. We got Crystal Palace, who are at home to Fulham. Mm-hmm. And Fulham had no problem with these guys. A big reason why 2 Palace players sent off with red cards. One a straight red card, which I thought was pretty rash. Like he did come down on his foot. It was late, but not super late. I've seen a lot worse not called red.
Agreed.
But they went straight red card for this one. So and again, it's not off the run of play. Fulham had a dominating performance against them. But the second red card, the player was playing on a yellow, and looks like Mitrovic just ran into him. And they gave the kid another yellow card to send him off. It was, I thought that was the more shocking one, even of the two. As I couldn't believe it. It's like, guys, Fulham didn't need the help today. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I don't know if these guys are, the refs are over babysitting Fulham's kids and stuff like that during the week or something. Like they were doing whatever they could to help Fulham out for whatever reason. Which of course they didn't need. Mitrovic with a pretty strong game. A terrific cross in on was it the first or second goal? I believe the first goal was headed in there. That was a terrific cross. They don't need the help. A team that might need help as we move on. We gotta keep us rolling, guys. We've got a lot to go. Everton and the Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh boy!
And I thought, Everton had it. I thought it was like I saw nothing from Wolves. There was nothing. And there was nothing until they scored a late equalizer. And then
a very, very late winner.
A very, very, very late winner to crush Everton at home, being a 2-1. Wolves need all the points they can get, and Everton cannot give up these points. Not even a draw. Draw is, anything positive for Everton would help. To lose points to Wolverhampton that late in a game you should have had in the bag has to be disappointing for Lamps. He might have a better. He might be sleeping better this week than he did last week. Let's just say that.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
They certainly bounced back from this result with a better performance.
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Moving on. Because we keep going to the team who has the most money in the world, but they spend it wisely. And Newcastle beats the Foxes of Leicester 3-0. Yeah, Almiron's second, scores the second goal. Has the ball on his feet, takes it deep in. A nice pass back out just outside the box, and the wall pass back into a cutting Almiron was pretty special. A fantastic goal. If you have a chance to go rewatch any of the highlights from that, Almiron, all he does is impress me every week. He is quickly becoming one of my favorites to watch in this stupid goddamn league that I hate forever because of other players on other teams. But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Newcastle is definitely a fun team to watch.
They are
which
quite fun.
I did not expect this year, and I certainly didn't expect them to be in third place in the table.
And looking well, and we're going to talk about the matchup they have. I believe it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be one of the most interesting games of the year. But we'll get to that when we get to that as well. Too much to go through. Oh boy, Southampton versus Brighton. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I would expect nothing less from Southampton at this point because they have shown so little this year, and I don't understand this appointment of Nathan Jones as their manager. He's off to a terrible start. I don't get it.
Maybe they're thinking, he's not going to cost them very much when they move down the league at the end of the year. Who knows?
Maybe.
Makes no sense, but yeah. Southampton loses to Brighton 3-1. Solly March, the highlight goal there,
great goal,
left-footed just outside the box and picks a corner, and it was fantastic. What a goddamn shot. Solly March, also a name I just like saying. Solly March. Yeah. Let's talk. Well, we don't even really need to talk much about Liverpool and those terrible. What is it? Forest green and pink.
They're almost as bad as Spurs blue away kits. What is with the away kits this year? Terrible.
It is a real travesty what they have people wearing over there for some reason. Chelsea's doesn't look too bad.
Arsenal's is great.
Arsenal, I was watching back highlights saying those black and gold jerseys. Oh my goodness gracious! No wonder they're top of the league. They're looking sharp. You look sharp. You feel sharp.
I love those jerseys.
Very nice. Would I use it to wash my car? Yes.
I figured you would.
Yeah, wouldn't wear it. But yeah, it looks terrific. Anyways, Liverpool beats Patrick Vieira's. Or sorry, they beat Aston Villa. They beat Villa at home.
They beat Villa.
Villa.
Emery.
Emery, who's taken the team, and they've looked better. They just didn't look better. They haven't looked very good.
They looked better in the game after this one, for sure.
Yes, that'll be fun to talk about. Speaking of fun for you, Arsenal.
Definitely fun for me.
Yeah, well, I'm as you know, not a West Ham fan, guys.
I know you're not a West Ham fan. 3-1 Arsenal. West Ham went ahead on a penalty that I've watched that so many times. I don't think there's contact, but they said there's contact and it was a penalty, so fine, whatever. We won the game. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it was light, if any, contact at all. Uh, yeah, to have VAR call that one back would have been remarkable, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only real chance they had all game. Arsenal just locked it down.
Yeah. Three great goals in the second half.
Yeah,
From
and
the front
Kadia,
three,
and Kadia's goal. Oh
and
boy.
Nketiah's goal was incredible. And yeah, top of the league by
7, I believe.
7 points.
hmm Uh, yeah, and some teams just fading and fading and fading. It looks
Yeah.
more and more like the top 3 will be, and this is only the second day of January here. It looks like the top 3 are going to be pretty solidified
Yeah.
in this in the league this year. Might be some jockings yet still. I think Castle's playing really well, and the City not. They're playing up to what their potential is, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But first, we get to talk about something that gave me hope. Something that gave me some confidence in a team I love. Chelsea beat okay, and it's Bournemouth. I get it, but Chelsea has not looked good.
No,
They
they
beat
haven't.
they beat they beat Bournemouth 2-0 at the Bridge, and it looks like Mason Mount was playing way better, getting a goal from Kai Havertz on the run on a beautiful feed from Mount. And then Reece
As
James gets hurt in the
yeah.
52nd minute, and now everything's gone to shit, and I hate everybody and everything.
As someone who has not watched Chelsea as closely as you have, I will say this struck me as one of their better performances of the season.
They look good. They were fluid, and Reece James is so important to this club, and to have him back after 2 months for 52 minutes before he gets another knee injury, um, yeah, it's pretty deflating. Now, it's not going to be as bad. They're expecting him out a month, but in that month, we just play so much. We play
Yeah.
City twice coming up right away. Boy, goddamn, could we have used them? It's gonna be it's gonna be a rough beginning for 2023 here. We're gonna talk about the other result soon. Uh, thank goodness the transfer window is now open.
Yep.
Chelsea's making some moves already, some confirmed signings already, some others that's are heavily rumored, but we'll see. But we'll talk about that after. Of course, transfer window opened yesterday. So
Yep.
Chelsea's a club that really needs to shake things up. Need to get players that fit together, and they need to get rid of players that just don't fit anymore. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Man U beats Forest, no problems. 3-0.
Not really surprised.
No, Marcus Rashford. How good has that kid been this year? Oh my gosh.
He's been good.
Yeah, it makes my heart hurt to see him do well. Next up, we've got the weird game on the 28th. We got Leeds versus Man City and Erling Holland.
City, City looked good in this game.
They look good. Erling Holland playing at home. I guess that's where he grew up, is near Leeds. His dad was in the stands. Picks up 2 goals. I believe those were his 25th and 26th through competitions this year. He's doing fine, guys.
He's doing just fine.
He's all right.
He scored more goals in the Premier League already than like several seasons Golden Boot winners have scored, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's January. It's January. This guy.
January.
Oh my goodness gracious. And then Barcelona's going to start pulling their economic lever, so we'll see what happens. But for now, he's a City player and could be for quite some time, but we'll see. We're going to go back to those aforementioned Brentford beats, and they had no problem beating West Ham.
My question for you after watching these 2 West Ham games that we've seen, how much longer does David Moyes get?
Not long. I believe. What is it now? Is it 5 losses in a row or 6?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's with no results at all. So, Moyes is circling the bowl over at West Ham, and am I going to lose sleep over it? No.
No.
Am I going to shed a single tear? Yes, tears of joy and laughter, because as poorly as Chelsea has been playing, and it hurts me through to my dark soul to see teams like West Ham struggle. Elates me. So it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act for me. Yeah, not a Hammers guy, guys. Not a Hammers guy. So to see them struggle, it keeps me watching. It keeps me watching this goddamn league that's gonna break my heart in a couple months when Chelsea gonna sign another $160 million worth of players and not even gonna play European football this year. So we'll see. Unless they win the entire thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. So where were we? Yeah, yes. The aforementioned Merseyside Liverpool beats Leicester again 2-1. But they win 2-1, but don't score. They win 2-1, come back to win, and they didn't score.
Didn't score themselves, yeah.
I like how the guy's name that put in 2 own goals, his name's Ferris.
It's not Ferris.
It's a farce.
His name is not Ferris. His name is definitely not Ferris.
Yeah, that first own goal, pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
From his ass.
The 2 own goals were both pretty remarkable, I thought.
Gee whiz. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that one with the weird kick trying to clear that somehow, all he had to do was let it go out, but he kicks it in the weird spin. Like the weird spin he gets on that ball is, for it to go in like that was pretty goddamn remarkable, but did. And then I think it was Nunez hits it off the post and then off of him. But he still lunges in it. It's incredible. Incredible. That
it was crazy.
Yeah. They just found a way to lose. So whatever. I'm sure Liverpool isn't gonna, be too upset by taking 3 points that way. But yeah, Liverpool didn't look that great, but still get the win. So all's fair in the world, I guess. It's not. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve slate of games here.
Big day of games on New Year's Eve.
Big day of games. Started with the Wolves going back into form. Yes. And they lose to United,
Wolves
who didn't look great.
Wolves. No, yeah. Wolves look more like Wolves.
Yeah. De Gea looked good. Again, I give that guy shit because he usually deserves it, but yeah, he earned that clean sheet. The Wolves were coming after them, and again, it's Marcus Rashford with a winner. Kid's been playing well. I haven't heard much about Casemiro here in the last few games for United, which is surprising. And Rashford comes in on the second.
Casemiro, for some reason, NBC Sports YouTube channel put up a video of their, I think it was their Boxing Day or whatever day that weekend the game they played was. They put up a video of every touch Casemiro had in the entire game. Why? I was very confused by that.
Yeah.
Of all the players, Casemiro. Sure.
Yeah, all right. It's like, did he even look all that great in the World Cup? It was like,
no.
I don't get it. Yeah, I had that one great game against Chelsea, but everybody has great games against Chelsea, it seems. Yeah, and Rashford coming in as a second half substitute, didn't even play the first half.
Yeah, Rashford apparently overslept, missed the team meeting or something, so they benched him and brought him off the bench, and he scored.
Oh, I guess he wins.
Yeah.
I guess Ten Hag can only give so much shit now, I guess. But that's fine. Palace beat Bournemouth 2-0.
Good bounce back for Palace in that they kept 11 players on the pitch this time.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure no one at the end of the year is going to think back to when Palace beat Bournemouth away. Both goals coming from corners, and that first goal, the one that Aya scores, where's the marking? Like there was just this great big circle, or and then he's in the middle of it, right in front of the net. It's like, all right, he's also the tallest guy on the pitch at the time, so yeah, no
Yeah.
problem with them.
Bournemouth putting in these two incredibly awful performances in front of their brand new owners, Bill Foley, who also owns the Vegas Golden Knights in the NHL, and Michael B. Jordan, who's one of the
Yeah.
minority owners of that group. And he was there, and he did not look happy that the team was that bad.
Aw, too freaking bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
another team I hate, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Me too.
I hate them. I fucking hate
Me
them.
too.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them having a championship level squad. All
Oh,
right.
I didn't mention this earlier, but NBC, because of the Chelsea owner and the Bournemouth owner's last names, were calling the game the Bowley Foley Derby, which I thought was incredibly dumb.
NBC. NBC,
Yeah.
guys.
What?
The National Broadcasting Corporation. They're in good old America.
Yep.
It was a derby.
It was.
Brentford's the top West London club right now.
No, not Brentford. Bournemouth.
Oh, Bournemouth, sorry. Bournemouth, yeah. Brentford,
It
yeah.
was not a derby.
Again, another.
They were
Yeah.
calling it the Bowley Foley Derby.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got Fulham beating Southampton.
Fulham has been fun to watch this year. They have been. I know you don't feel that way, but I do.
Well, I've said on this program many times that I am quite impressed with Mitrovic. I like the way he plays. I think it looks weird to see Willian in that shirt. But yeah, they've had guys and a late winner for this one. And then Mitrovic gets a goal kick in like the 5th minute of extra time and gets stopped. I couldn't believe it. It's like, all right, good for you. Stopping Mitrovic on a penalty. But yeah, it's more of that same keep looking at one spot and going for it. So nobody learned from the World Cup.
Yep.
But what are you going to do? What we're going to do is talk about a pretty bananas result. City and Everton.
I loved this result.
At the Etihad in a game where City controlled the first half of play. And in the second half, they just had a breakdown. And Everton cashed in. Everton takes a point, steals 2 points away from City, really helping out some dumb squad from North London. But full marks, especially after that such a disappointing loss to Wolves, losing points late. To get that point back at the Etihad of all places, and just shutting down.
And it was a great goal from Damari Gray too.
Fantastic goal. It was a fantastic goal. And I can't say enough good things about Jordan Pickford. And I will criticize again. A guy I'll criticize. I have zero problems criticizing Jordan Pickford, and very surprised he was still the England #1 going into World Cup over Aaron Ramsey. But he proved his worth, especially in the last 15 minutes of this game when City was going for it. They were pressing like hell. Guys just getting in the way. Pickford with a couple incredible stops, and they slink out of Manchester, and they go like the 20 minutes or whatever it is over to Everton. They're actually pretty damn close together for some way English geography works. Does not take them long to go and celebrate New Year's Eve with a well-earned point against City, and a real setback in their chase of Arsenal. You got to get those points. You have to beat teams like Everton if you're City. The next game, oh my goodness gracious, what another classic. But again, a surprising result. Newcastle and Leeds, a scoreless draw.
Yeah.
Newcastle just couldn't get it together, guys. They partied too early or something like that. But there was just nothing. Melier was really good for Leeds. Again, another fantastic goaltending performance. But Newcastle again, a team that you guys have to beat these guys. You have to take 3 points from these guys, especially when you're playing at home. If you want to catch Arsenal, if you want to win the league, you do not drop points at home to teams such as Everton and Leeds. And see that it happens on the same day. Pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable. I'm sure most players will be happy to say goodbye to 2022 after results like that at home. But there was one more game to play in 2022, the last game of the year, and I don't know what happened with that one, so we can move on. So,
No, we're not.
you remember what happened?
I do remember what happened.
Okay.
Arsenal went to Brighton and won 4-2.
Right.
Um,
Should it have been 4-3?
I understand why VAR called that offside, but I also think that's a really dumb offside.
Yes, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I don't think with 90 seconds left, it was not going to change the game. But it's Arsenal showing that lack of defensive responsibility that creeps into their game sometimes, where they just go to sleep. They build up leads. They look great, and they'll go to sleep defensively.
Yeah, they managed to hold on. But if that did get to 4-3, if that goal had stood, then it would have been a very nervy last few minutes for me on the watch along that we were doing on the Twitch channel.
I'm sure Mikel or Arteta's gonna take a look at this and say, "This you can score your goals and stuff like that, but this is his teachable moments. You can't fall asleep against anybody. You can't fall asleep against anybody in this league. You guys are the top of the table. Everyone is gunning for you, and no one's ever going to stop except for maybe for Chelsea. They're not going to put up much of a fight. But even a team like Brighton, you guys looked fantastic. And Odegaard, is it every
Martin Odegaard has
week?
had 2 man of the match performances, in my opinion, in the 2 games since the break. He's been fantastic. He's just been amazing, and I don't know what the basketball jump shot thing was in his goal celebration.
I was wondering that too.
I don't know what that was. But he's been phenomenal since the restart of the season.
A couple of odd ones. I'm thinking back to Ronaldo's nap thing or whatever that he did, and then that one is are you just trying something out? And Martin Odegaard, are you the guy with the jump shot?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I was very confused by that. But that result combined with the City and Newcastle draws means that we're 7 points ahead of City. We're 9 points ahead of Newcastle. And that's a big deal given that we can now we could technically lose both our games to City and still be ahead of them.
Yep. And that isn't technical. That's math. That is correct. Yeah, can lose and still have a 1 point lead. I don't think you would lose both. I think you guys are. I think if you match up, but if there could be 11 goals scored in that game, easily. And with Gabby Jesus out, guys are gonna have to find a striker somewhere. I don't think you have to break the bank on one. I think the guys you have, like I said, you guys just get scoring from up and down the lineup.
Yeah, we've had great scoring from the front 3 in these 2 games that we've played since the season restarted. Eddie Nketiah, he's gone out there and he's made the most of his chances. This is his opportunity to play more, and he's scored in both games. So, I don't think we're going to just rely on Eddie. We need someone to be in there pushing Eddie and backing up Eddie. I don't know who we bring on right now if something happens to Eddie, but we'll see. There's some talk out there about some moves that we might be making. So we'll see if that happens.
Are you guys going for Mudryk there, the young Ukrainian, I
The young
believe?
Ukrainian guy, and there's some talk that we might bring João Felix in on loan from
Joe
Atletico
Felix as
Madrid.
well. Yep. We'll see.
So we'll see.
Well, yeah, Joe Felix. He's a bench player when Jesus comes back. I don't know how happy he'd be with it, but we'll see. You only get so many chances to win the
Yeah.
Premier League,
Yeah.
and you got to take advantage. So we've come to the end of 2022, and that's it for all the soccer. Nothing
Nope.
else happened.
Oh, we've got 3 more games.
Oh, I apologize. I stopped looking at the page here. Let's talk about something fun first.
Yes, let's.
Let's talk about what happened at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Dumbest name ever.
Ridiculous. Come on, guys. How dare you? But then again, who the hell would want to associate their name with that team? I don't know.
Exactly.
It should be like some waste management company or porta potty or something like that. We can call it the toilet bowl. There, I'm doing all the work for you, Spuds. All right. A first half that was boring.
Yeah.
Not much to it. And then Villa gets a couple goals. And you had already told me the result of the match, and I went back to rewatch it. And I had that even though I know the result of the match, I have that uncomfortable feeling. Like for some reason, Tottenham just comes back and scores. Like all the time. It doesn't matter how many you're down. They're going to come back. They're going to get a couple goals here.
They
And
finally
it's just
did
not
it.
happening. Yeah, it's just not happening. And at home. And I just keep waiting. I see Harry Kane with a couple of headers and stuff like that. It's just, there isn't much pace to it at all. I really needed that game. I really needed that
Yes.
game to lift my spirits a little bit.
Mhm.
Now,
After that game, Antonio Conte basically went on the BBC or whatever it was and said, "Fifth might be best this year with this team.
might be.
Might be."
Yeah. All right. Yeah, they can. Yeah. Let's see. We have the top 3. Man U's going to be there.
Yeah, Man U's in 4th.
We're going to
Tottenham's
have.
currently in 5th. Liverpool in 6th.
Yeah, and Liverpool is. I think that's a soft 6 for Liverpool. It might. Maybe Brentford gets in. Maybe Brentford makes a move. Who knows? One team that is really struggling, and it's not going to do much of anything until they get their fucking asses in gear, is Chelsea taking on Forest at the City Grounds. A game that you and I watched on our Twitch channel, LGR Network. Going to be doing a few more of those.
Doing one of those for the Arsenal game tomorrow.
Ooh.
But this will probably go up on the channel after that watch along is over.
Guys, go back in time and watch the watch along with Adelia. Okay, so it's the first half. Well, you said Chelsea just had the ball and didn't give it up. Get a pretty lucky break on the Raheem Sterling goal, where it's crossed in from Pulisic, but a weird back kick from the defender up front. It goes off the bar directly to Sterling's boot, and even he's not going to miss from there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. First half over. Chelsea looked fine. I think Chelsea may have gone out for a few drinks the night before because all energy was gone when they came on that second half, and they looked sluggish. They were poor. They couldn't collect passes. They just let a team like goddamn Nottingham Forest run down their throats consistently, and they couldn't do anything about it. They wouldn't do anything about it. They get the Forest gets the equalizer, and you expect some fight. You expect some fight back. It's like, okay, this is enough. Enough's enough. But nobody did anything. And I'm looking at guys. We're watching guys on the pitch. Kai Havertz just standing at the top of the box.
There
He's
was
not
no
moving.
movement whatsoever.
Is this like? Is it? And I've been talking to people and trying to explain, but I can't explain. Is this like I've had the analogy of it's every different type of luxury car part and trying to stick it into one automobile, and it's just not going to work. Where we keep getting all these defense guys, we keep wanting. We're just signed another French center fielder, sorry, center back, and Benoit Badiashile, guy who's tremendously tall, which is something that I guess we'll need because we cannot and will not, seems, defend corners well. So maybe with some size, we'll be able to actually win duels, win challenges inside the box because it's something that we don't really do well. So he's coming. Who's going to score? Who's scoring for this team? Raheem Sterling has 4 fucking goals this year. He hadn't scored since August. Kai Havertz, I think he had as many goals in the World Cup as he did going into this last batch of games. I think he had 3 goals in the World Cup. He had 3 goals coming in, like 3 goals in the Premier League this year until he scored earlier in the week. They aren't scoring. They're not getting scoring, and they're not getting any scoring because they're not moving. They are wholly predictable. There's no midfield. Granted, N'Golo Kante's hurt. Hopefully, he'll be back at some time. Reece James, shouldn't be looked at for any kind of midfield work. What he does is he just shuts down the opposition's best player. He's one of the best defensive players in the world, maybe the best right back in the world, and he's out. But that is in the midfield. Jorginho, what is he doing? Has he done anything?
No.
The guy's going to get a good sleep every night. He's not going to be super, he's not going to be exhausted. He's going to be a nice, comfortable rest because he doesn't work. They just don't work. You're taking out Mason Mount. Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher reminds me of my dog going to sleep. Every time he gets the ball, he spins around. Every time. It's so strange. Like, just go for it. Just take the ball, go forward. Guys, and there's no passing through the middle. It's just side to side in the back. Like I was saying on the thing, it's just negative possession. Everything's getting pushed back. And then just trying to find one through ball to break the defense. That's it. All they try to do is counterattack style football, and it's not working for them clearly because nobody wants to run. Yeah. Anyways, I think the Premier League's over in May this year. I get 5 months of this. We'll see what happens. January, who knows? Graham Potter, I think it was put into a bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's proven that he's worthy of the caliber of players he's got here in Chelsea. Because how do you play worse in the second half? Like, you make 0 adjustments. And this is a guy that was going from back fours to back threes and 5 across and stuff. Like, all this stuff when he was over at Brighton, and he tried to do it a couple of times when he first came in and stuff like that, and nothing seems in sync. I don't know if anybody just doesn't want to play this style of football, but guys, I did not have a good sleep on January 1st. I can tell you that that was a difficult day for me, and it's going to be an interesting month with 2 games against Manchester City. Oh my God! All right, but enough of that. There's still good news in this league because another big win from Brentford today, beating Liverpool 3-1. And really, they had I think 5 go across. The first one by Wissa or whatever that didn't go across. To say that's offside.
Yeah.
But whatever.
There was. I mean, like, I can see why it was offside, but it shouldn't be offside.
That shouldn't be offside. That's a ridiculous call. The second one, yeah, he was in the net. He gets in the net, and then he comes out and gets the ball. So yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that one. And then he scores again right after that, and it's just they keep getting corners and they just keep playing it in and outworking Liverpool down low.
They yanked Van Dijk out of that game at halftime, didn't they?
Yeah, okay. Virgil van Dijk's from the Netherlands. Why is his back? Why does he just have his first name on the back like he's from Brazil? I've never
I
seen
read
that
something about how he has a disagreement with his father and so doesn't want to advertise his name or something like that.
Oh my God, more drama for Liverpool. Anyways, good. If it's a distraction to the Liverpudlians, fine. But yeah, Brentford, yeah, a really terrific performance today. Worthy of the 3 points. It's nice to see Liverpool lose. And those terrible jerseys. Awful.
I think they said at the end of the game today on the NBC broadcast that Liverpool's already dropped 23 points this season, and they only dropped 22 points all of last season.
It's crazy. And Darwin Nunez just can't get it together.
Awful.
Can't get it together, this guy.
He is not good.
I'm not upset.
I'm not either. But he is definitely not the Sadio Mane replacement they thought they were getting.
No, he is not. But at least he cost a lot of money. Right. So, I don't know if you remember or if you were paying attention, but we have a result for our predictions.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to say the winner, like the final score is 13-11. The winner at one point had predicted correctly 11 wins in a row, which is pretty remarkable. That's a week. That's a week in a normal slate.
Yeah.
11 wins in a row. For your winner this week, Adelia Chamberlain.
Wow.
13-11. Remarkable.
I am always surprised when I do this because I never remember what our predictions are, so I never know if I got any of these right or not.
You did. We both had picked the Spurs to win that first game, and that's when you went on the run. You picked the Wolves to win. You picked Newcastle, Brighton, Liverpool. No, you picked Arsenal, obviously. We picked Chelsea correctly. You picked Man U. You picked City, Brighton, Liverpool again. And that was your run. And then no, and then Man U again. And then you finally picked a draw for your Palace and Bournemouth, and that didn't happen. That was what stopped the streak. But yeah, 11 in a row was pretty. I thought it was pretty goddamn remarkable.
That's crazy.
But we have only 9 games because the week actually started today with that Liverpool game. And first off, I'm gonna assume I know the answer to this, but it would be unfair not to ask it. Do you believe Arsenal has what it takes to beat Newcastle at home?
Yes.
I think the real question is, do I believe Arsenal can beat Newcastle at home? You beat Newcastle at home, I think it puts a stake through Newcastle for the year. You only have to worry about one team. And I think you're going to beat Newcastle at home. I just think you guys can score a lot of goals, and Newcastle can't score against Leeds.
That's very true.
Still shocking. In a match that might be very important for Frankie Lampard, Everton is hosting Brighton this week at home.
I think Brighton probably wins that.
I'm going to go for Brighton. I'm going to say Everton will defend at Goodison Park, get the win, maybe save Frank Lampard here. Leicester and Fulham, this game in the Fox's Den.
Fulham.
Yeah. Leicester, and if Fulham falls behind, Leicester can always help them out. By scoring
They
2 own
can.
goals.
Yeah.
Shitheads. At Old Trafford, it's Man U and Bournemouth. Good
Man
old
United.
AFC Bournemouth. I agree with you. I think Manchester shouldn't have a problem with Bournemouth. But that's why you play the games. You'll see what happens. But they shouldn't have a problem. And what this one might be an odd one to predict. 2 of the lower level clubs in the league. Southampton against Nottingham Forest.
I think I'm going to go for Forest. Southampton have just been so bad.
They have been
But
pretty bad.
And Forest were pretty good in that second half against Chelsea. So
How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, they've been good, but they're just they're a sine wave. They go
yeah.
up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Can Southampton at least get a draw out of Forest? I think so. I think this is going to be a draw for me.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. We'll also see what happens again. Another one with 2 middling clubs, Leeds and West Ham.
See, this is at Leeds.
It's in Leeds.
I'll go for a draw.
Okay. Now, if Leeds wins, you think that's the end of Moyes?
Probably.
I'm going to pick Leeds. Just for chaos. Aston Villa, an improved Aston Villa squad, which also makes my heart hurt and stomach upset, against Wolves.
Villa.
Yeah, I think they should be able to beat Wolves at home. I saw Diego Costa had a shot on net in that last Wolverhampton game. It wasn't much of a shot.
That wasn't much.
But he got it on net. Good for you, buddy. Now, can something remarkable happen 2 weeks in a row? I sure hope so. Because Palace is taking on Spurs at home.
I mean, I want Palace to win this game. I don't think they will.
I'm not a fan of either club. I really, 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 really hate the one club, though.
I'm still gonna go Spurs because I think they could be angry and have a bounce back, and I just don't know what sort of resistance Palace can put up.
Yeah, if it's a game of set pieces, Palace is pretty good on set pieces, but Spurs is really good at set pieces. That's including corners and free kicks and all this other shit. Kane seems to get his head to anything. Ugh. It's like my hand doesn't want to put the S down. My hand is just like, don't do it, Rob. Come on, buddy. But I am. I'm going to choose Spurs as well. God damn, that hurts. Speaking of hurt, speaking of pain, the last match we have to cover this week, or to predict, we're not covering yet. We're going to talk about a City making a visit, their one visit in the league at least this year, to Stamford Bridge to take on my Chelsea Football Club. I don't want to predict this.
I mean,
What
you
do you
have
think?
to.
Yeah, I'm going to do it, but it's not.
I want this to either be a Chelsea win or a draw, but with the way Chelsea has been playing, I don't see how Man City doesn't win this.
City's already beaten Chelsea in the League Cup this year. That was at the Etihad. You're going to choose City?
Yeah.
Can Chelsea get together? Can these pieces fit together? Do we have the talent to beat a team like City? I would say yes. Normally, we have the talent to beat a team like City. Do we have the coaching and the willpower to beat a team like City? Do we want to work hard? Do we want to just play it this season out and see what happens next year? Do they want to show that they have a little bit of fight in them, especially in front of their own goddamn fans, their own goddamn ground? Because a team like City will always have to remember a day a few years ago. Can't remember what happened. I believe they lost the Champions League to some team. I can't remember which one. I said, oh, I remember what happened. Chelsea beat City for the Champions League, and we'll always have that. But will we have a game on Thursday? Probably not. But I cannot put down that they'll lose. So I'm going to say draw.
Okay.
That's basically like me saying it's a loss. But God damn it. I can't do it. Anyways, that's it. We're through 21 games. We're predicted 9 other ones. That's it.
We will be back next week.
Ooh, yes.
To recap this match week of games, this weekend's games. So we'll probably talk about Arsenal's game against Oxford United and the second Manchester City Chelsea game of the week.
Yeah.
But until next time.
Oh, I believe your little guy on the bicycle is getting a little tuckered out, but you could follow me. That's fine. I heard that part. I believe you can follow me over at Snark Yeti if I ever look at my Twitter thing, which is not often. I'm on Hive. I think I'm just regular old Snark on there. That's what happens when you get to that thing before anybody else decides to have a name like Snark for some reason. Then you'll see me hopefully doing some more watch alongs. They were a lot of fun. I just had to find the time to do it, but we're looking at maybe a week from this weekend, maybe the 15th or so. Hopefully that is going to work for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me at Adelia Chambo on Twitter and on Hive. I'm on Hive more than Twitter these days, but we'll see. And we will get out of here before I lose power because I feel like that's incoming because we have a massive storm happening right now. And we're lucky that we made it this far.
Unbelievable.
Until next week, guys. See ya.